How's it going, folks? Welcome to KX on the Go. I'm Tyler Flipson. Now, a North Dakota man convicted in a Minot barbershop murder is staying behind bars after a recent ruling from the state's highest court. The North Dakota Supreme Court has upheld the conviction of Dylan Davis, who was found guilty of murdering Mark McMillan, then hiding his body in the basement of a Minot barbershop. The justices said the judge was allowed to change one charge to felon in possession of a firearm. They also said jurors were allowed to hear that Davis was a recent felon on probation, because the state had to prove that for the gun charge. Davis had argued those decisions were unfair and prejudiced the jury, but the Supreme Court disagreed and left all of his convictions in place. Davis was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. A local high school is celebrating one of its own for choosing to serve our country. Friends and family gathered on Monday to cheer on Minot High School senior Cheyenne Pepito, who is getting ready to go on active duty with the U.S. Air Force. She's starting her career in security forces with a long-term goal of becoming a canine handler. Cheyenne signed her letter of intent. Next up is the military entrance processing station, then her official enlistment and basic training. She says her family has played a huge role in her decision to enlist and has supported her every step of the way.
It's just a really big milestone in my life, showing the progress that I've made, what I've overcome, and just how I got here. And I think I'm very strong mentally too, so I'm ready for whatever challenges I face.
Pepito says she's most excited about the opportunities to travel, experience new places, and meet new people. This is the first send-off celebration Minot High School has done, and leaders say they hope it becomes a tradition. Now, yesterday, more than 80 people jumped into Lake Sakakawea in the sub-freezing temperatures, and all for a great cause. MHA Nation held their 10th annual Ice Warrior Plunge to raise money for the MHA Nation Cancer Fund and the American Indian Cancer Foundation. This year saw 81 jumpers and raised over $50,000. The money will be spread across a number of projects. In the past 9 years alone, the plunge has raised $500,000.
And what we're doing with that is not just the awareness and some services here locally, but we're actually putting monies together to build a hospice home in Minneapolis where our tribal members who have to go to treatment, their families can come down and stay with them at relatively cheap cost.
Organizers told us they expect to continue to raise money through next month. Last year's event raised more than $90,000. Good morning, Andre.
And good morning to you too, Tyler. And looking here at Lake Metigoshe, we are seeing those mainly clear to partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 9 degrees. And the reason why is because our cold front has already pushed through the Lake Metigoshe area with winds out of the north and west at 16 miles per hour being evident in those winds as well. Now, we are going to be watching those small precipitation chances today and into our Wednesday. And we will see near normal temperatures throughout the day today too. And once we get into further down the line, we're going to be seeing conditions warm up around here as well. Now, looking at our current storm team radar, as you can kind of tell, that cold front is continuing to push its way through, and it now is located just south of the interstate at this time, and it's quite illustrated with the precipitation moving on in the form of some very light snowfall. Now, up north of the viewing area, we are seeing the clear conditions here, and that is because of drier air. Now, looking at our current temperatures, our temperatures right now, because of this cold front, in the single digits and teens north of the cold front, but along and south of the cold front, we're seeing temperatures in the 20s and 30s. So quite an interesting morning to say the least. Now, our winds are out of the north and west now about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and this is just going to continue to be the trend throughout the day today. And the reason why we are seeing this right now, again, we have that cold front pushing on through due to this clipper system that is moving on in as well. And then we're going to be watching this next clipper system as we head into our Wednesday, and that is going to allow for us to see a little bit more snow chances here across our neck of the woods. Now, looking at our precision cast, we're going to continue to see that cold front move its way towards the south and maybe even some sunshine throughout the day today. So that's going to be nice. And then once we get into tonight, we'll see an increase in cloud cover once again. And again, we will be watching for potential of some snowfall chances in our south and western counties. And snowfall will be very, very light. And it could even sneak into the capital city. I believe Precision Cast is underdoing things at at this time, so we're going to be watching that very closely here, and then we'll see those conditions dry out as we get into the rest of the day on Wednesday. Now looking at our wind gusts throughout the rest of the day today, it's going to be around 20 to 35 miles per hour, and then we're going to see conditions improve as we head into the evening. Now looking at our temperatures throughout the rest of the day, it's going to be hovering around the single digits in teens and 20s and 30s this morning, but however, once we get into the afternoon hours, we will see temperatures in the teens, 20s, and 30s for the most part, maybe even some 40s there in our extreme southwestern counties. And once we get into this evening, we will see temperatures start to tumble once again. And once we get into tonight, we will see temperatures drop down into the single digits below zero in our northeastern counties, single digits in our central counties, and teens as we head into our western counties. Now looking here in Williston, we will see those temperatures increase back up into the 30s for our Wednesday with those small snow chances potentially, then 40s as we head into our Thursday, and then we'll see those temperatures drop down into the 30s on Friday due to another system moving on in, and then teens as we head into our Saturday, then climb back up into the 20s and 30s as we head into our Sunday and Monday. Here in Dickinson, we will see an also resurgence in temperatures as we get into our Thursday here with those 40s returning, but once we get into our Friday, we will see temperatures in the 30s, and once we get into our Saturday, we will see temperatures drop down into the teens, and then 20s for our Sunday, and then 40s as we head into our Monday. So quite a roller coaster, if you will. And looking here in the Magic City, we'll see teens today, 20s tomorrow, and once we get into our Thursday, we'll see temperatures in the 40s, then 30s as we head into our Friday, then teens on Saturday, 20s on Sunday, and then 30s on Monday. And that same roller coaster will be in effect here in the capital city as well. So Tyler, it looks like we are on the Weather Coaster 3000, so buckle up.
All right, thank you, Andre. I appreciate it. And thank you for watching KX on the Go. I'm Tyler Flipson. Let's have a day, folks.